Hi, my name's Kelly. I'm with fitnessblender.com and today I have a lower body Pilates workout for you. So I've included both your warm-up and your cool-down and you won't need any equipment for this at all. Let's go ahead and get started. Alright guys, so before we jump right in, you want to make sure that your muscles aren't completely cold. So especially if you've been sitting for a long time, you want to just move around at least for a few minutes. Something as simple as rocking back and forth. And once you start to get your heart rate up a little bit, just start kicking your legs, maybe start bringing your foot up to your butt. Move as slowly or as quickly as you need to according to how much you are already warm. Maybe throw in some arm motions as well, just kind of waking the body up. So this routine starts out relatively light anyway, so we don't need a huge, really lengthy warm-up, but I just want you to be sure that all of your muscles are just a little bit, at least a little bit warm. So kind of some freestyle movement there, whatever feels good to you, but make sure that you're moving in all the directions. So you want to be bringing your legs up as well as pulling them back. So you're just kind of like I said, freestyling it. Whatever feels good to you right now, make sure you get the upper body in there as well. And as soon as you feel like your muscles are warm and ready to jump into action, go ahead and drop down to the mat. So like I said, if you feel like you need more of a warm-up, there's nothing wrong with a longer warm-up. So go ahead and hit pause here and you can go for a walk or do some bad dancing or whatever it is that floats your boat. Otherwise, we're gonna go ahead and get started. So I'm gonna start on my timer here. So we're doing 35 seconds on with a 10-second transition. So a relatively quick transition here. So we're starting off with a rear lift. So you're gonna be hands on all fours and we're bringing our legs straight out behind us, one at a time. Squeeze while you're up there, then slowly lower back down. All right, so like I said, 35 seconds active, and we're going to repeat on each side where necessary. You can always step up the challenge of this routine by adding ankle weights or bands or, again, whatever floats your boat, whatever you have at home, whatever works for you. But before you do any of those things, make sure that your form is perfect. Before you add any weight whatsoever, your form should be perfect. 3 seconds left. All right, so next up we're going to be switching. We're going to do that on the opposite side of the body. So same thing, opposite side of the body, 3 seconds. Get set up here. And here we go. So keep your core nice and tight. Make sure that you're staying facing down towards the ground so that the glute is what is working here. Make sure you're not holding your breath. So you'll notice I'm moving pretty slow. I'm not swinging my leg in and out, but I like it. I think you can feel it more. You can feel it more and you make your muscle work all the way through the range of motion if you slow it down. So there's no momentum, no swinging, it's just all muscle work. All right, next up, we're gonna stay in the same position, but we're gonna be kicking our leg out. Instead of straight back, we're gonna go to like in between a 90 and straight back. So you're kicking your leg straight back still, but to the side. So instead of right behind your body, you're going out at about a 45. So make sure that you're not locking out your elbows. You keep a slight bend in those elbows so that your upper body is also engaged. So a good breathing pattern is to exhale during the hardest part of the exercise. So where you feel like you're struggling, exhale. Inhale when you pull your leg back in. Exhale as you push it back out. 5 seconds left. Keep it going if you can. Alright, so we're going to repeat that on the opposite side of the body. This routine is kind of a sleeper because the intervals are short, but they're going to add up and we're going to target the glutes from every angle here. So we'll be feeling it by the time we're done, for sure. Especially if you have those bands at home, bands or ankle weights if you want to step up the challenge. Keep it going, about 10 seconds left. So feel free to turn on music that motivates you. I know I definitely like to listen to music during my workouts. Helps distract you from pain. Okay, so next up we're going to be going straight out to the side. I think some people call it a fire hydrant. You're going to feel it in that outside glute there. So you're going straight out. And again, speed is not really your ally here. You want to move slow and intentional. So you're working those muscles, you're not letting them cheat, because a lot of times when your body has a weak spot, it'll try to speed through it, it'll try to compensate, and you'll find yourself using momentum to make the exercise easier. So if you focus on really controlling that motion and moving with intention, it makes a huge difference. I got about 5 seconds left. Alright, quick 10-second break. There we go. Take a nice deep breath, stretch out your muscles, wiggle them out if you need to, and get set up for that next round. Same thing on the opposite side. Here we go. So on the flip side, you know, you may need to use equipment if you want to make this harder. And then there's also people that maybe can't even finish an interval of these, and that's totally fine, because where you're at right now is where you're at right now. Everyone has a starting place, and we're all going to be different on each day too. I mean, we're even going to vary by our own individual strengths. There's some days where you'll be stronger, some days you feel weaker. So just be open to listening to your body. There's nothing wrong with quitting a little early if your form starts to suffer. Just listen to your body. Alright, so next up, we're going to be dropping down onto our sides and doing an inside thigh lift. So prop up on your side, and you're lifting. It's a small range of motion, but you're just coming up and lowering back down. You can also put that leg behind there if it feels, if you feel a little inflexible there. Just make sure that your inner thigh is what's working. Point that toe if you like. And remember that breathing pattern. The same thing applies here. So exhale while you're lifting. Inhale as you lower back down. You never want to be holding your breath. 5 seconds left. Alright, so flip over onto the other side. That other inside thigh. 3 seconds left. Take a nice deep breath. Here we go. Alright. You can already feel this. Focus on contracting those muscles. You can contract your quads and your calf. And keep your core nice and strong while you do this too. Try to be mindful of the way you're holding your body. Alright, so next up we're going to be doing an outside leg lift. So same position, only this time we're going to be working that upper leg. So again, point your toe, and here we go. So you don't have to go all the way up to feel it. You want to just stay right here in this, well, whatever your range is really, but where you feel it most through the muscles. So you're never coming, notice I'm never dropping my leg all the way back down. That means my muscle's working the whole time, so I'm not taking a rest in between sets. If you want to, you can actually set it down for a second and then bring it back up and let it rest in between. But if you want to step up the challenge, make sure that you don't let your leg back down, and then you'll be working through the entire interval. Your legs will be working. Alright, so now we're going to fold up our legs a little bit and do a clamshell. So we're going to be hinging right here at the hip and opening up at the knees. So again, we're working a different part of the glute, so try to keep those feet together and don't let your body open up. Don't let yourself roll over. You want to just focus on contracting. You should feel it right here. And again, don't let your muscles, don't let your legs relax. Stay contracted throughout the entire range of motion. Or, like I said, you can take that break and let it rest for just a second. Alright, keep it going. Under 10 seconds left. So my muscles are already starting to shake a little bit. They're like, wait a minute, are we working out? What's going on here? I told you it's a sleeper. Okay, so we're going to do the outside leg lift on this other side this time. So again, this is another one that speed, like this doesn't do for me what this does for me. So you, like I said, you're making your body work all the way through. There's no skipping over the parts where it might otherwise struggle. So it helps you build body awareness. It helps you become awareness of different weaknesses in the way that you move. So do your best to stay tuned in and be conscious of how you're moving. All right, 5 seconds left. We're gonna switch to that clamshell on the other side. All right, so 10 quick seconds to get ourselves together. So ankles, feet lined up, knees lined up. And again, we're just lifting, opening up right here. So again, feel it right here in your glute. You can even press on that muscle and feel it working. Make sure you're not holding your breath. Under 10 seconds. There's 3, 2, and 1. All right, so next up we're going to flip over and do a bridge. So just your basic bridge this time, but feet flat on the ground, and be pressing up through your feet so your shoulders and the feet are the only thing left on the mat, and really squeeze once you're up there. And this is another exercise that you can either rest at the bottom if you need to, and complete each rep as a singular rep, or you can just hover so that, again, your muscles are working the whole way through. So you should feel this in your glutes, your hamstrings, or the backs of your thighs, as well as your lower back. You can put weights here if you like to increase the challenge. All right, so next up we're going to do a moving bridge. So this is a little different. So we're going to be doing a narrow stance, medium stance, wide stance. So we're going to be dropping down in between each bridge. So narrow starting first, so we're squeezing up, make it count, and then slightly adjust your feet just a little bit wider. And on that third one, you're going to be the widest. And then just go in reverse. Back to that middle stance. And then the narrow. Just keep it up. Alright, so next up we're going to be doing leg circles. So keep one leg bent, you're going to stick that other one up in the air. This is a great way to find where your, if your range of motion is the same on both sides. So we're going to be doing leg circles, but we're going to go in a circle, and the second you've made a circle, rotate and go the opposite direction. So keep your leg muscles should all be flexed, everything's nice and tight. Point your toes, and this is great for toning, and it's also good for flexibility and range of motion. So control it, draw a nice, as clean a circle as you can, and then rotate the opposite way. Alright, now we're going to do the same thing on the opposite side, and we're just a couple minutes away from a water break, so hang in there. Take a nice deep breath. Alright, other leg up there, here we go. Circle, once you've completed that circle, go in the opposite direction. Again, make sure you're not holding your breath, even during this stuff. And you know, your circle might look a lot different from my circle, and that's totally fine. So even if you're here, wherever you're at, you're doing the best that you can within your own body's limitations. So remember, exercise is a question, not a demand. You're asking your body, and you're constantly trying to push yourself, but never force yourself into something that causes real pain. Alright, so we're going to stay in the same position, and this time we're going to do leg lifts. So, starting on the opposite side first, and we're just going to be bringing it up as close as we can to ourselves, and then slowly lowering back down. And don't rest on the ground, just hover. So, try to keep your back pressed flat into the mat while you do this. Keep your core nice and tight. And again, you're just really controlling this motion. It's all about moving with intent, and that's how you really feel it. Because this can be really easy if you're just, you know, kind of winging it and not really doing it wholeheartedly, or you can focus and you can make those muscles burn like mad. So stay tuned in, and you'll get a lot more from the workout. Alright, so we're going to do that on the opposite side, and then we will have earned ourselves a water break. So, get ready for that. These last 35 seconds of work real quick. Here we go. Lower back down and up. Almost done. 2 and 1. All right, there we go. So that is our first half of this routine done already. So grab a quick drink of water and we'll jump into the second half. Alright guys, let's just go ahead and get this done. Let's go ahead and jump right back into the round 2. So we're doing that same group of exercises over again, which means we're probably going to feel it even more this time around. So starting out on all fours, remember starting straight back on that side of the body. And if you want to, you can get fancy with this and up the challenge on your coordination and balance by doing a bird dog. So again, just make sure that you are not locking out your elbows. It just makes it it's kind of lazy body work. So instead of doing this, try to keep a bend in your elbows. Keep it going. Alright, so we're going to repeat that on the opposite side of the body. Stretch out those muscles real quick. Alright. Here we go. So opposite leg, straight back, and just let it sit there for a second. Just squeeze while you're up there. And remember, you can add in that bird dog on the opposite side of the body if you want to make it more difficult for yourself. Pull in your core. Keep it going, a few more reps, 5 seconds left. Alright, so next up we're going out at an angle, not directly behind the body, but just a little bit to the side. So this is working the muscle from a different angle. So just going straight out and then drop it back in. Remember to breathe. Inhale as you pull in, exhale as you lift back out. Halfway done. Two, 1. Alright, so take a quick break and get ready to do that on the opposite side of the body. 5 seconds break left. And here we go. So if you want to up the challenge again, you can also work through the break periods where you can. So you can just keep going on whatever exercise we are so you don't get any break at all if you like. This is only if your form is perfect. I think a lot of people make the mistake of trying to make things harder before they have the basic version of something down, and that's the perfect recipe for injury and burnout and all kinds of things that you really don't need in your life. So try to make sure, go simple first. Try to do the basic stuff, try to get it really nailed down, and then look at making things harder. Alright, so next up we're going to have that out to the 90, lifting to the side. So take a nice deep breath, and here we go. So slow and controlled. I know you want to rush through it, but it's less effective that way. So try to be disciplined. So make sure that you're not opening up your body. You want your torso facing down, even though your leg is opening up. You want your glute to be doing all the work. So make sure that you're not rotating or compensating to make a larger range of motion. Even if it's really tiny, even if you're just going here, that's a start. And then you build from there. Just make sure that your body mechanics are good. Alright, so last one there. So now we're going to do that same thing on the opposite side of the body. Shake it out real quick. Alright, here we go. So right out to the side there. Basically, it's like a kneeling version of the clamshell exercise that we're doing when we're on the mat. Keep it going, 5 seconds left. All right, so now we're gonna drop down and target that inner thigh. So laying out flat, get comfortable here. Point that toe and start to lift. So again, it's a small range of motion, but you should feel it. And if you want to step up the challenge, just add a little extra something. We can do some pulses here in the last 15 seconds. So right here, just kind of hang out right there, point that toe, and you're not going to the top and you're not going to the bottom. You're just pulsing right there in the middle where it hurts most naturally and holding it for as long as you can. Breathe through it. All right, good job. Okay, now we're switching to the other side. We'll do the same thing here. All right, point your toe. Here we go. Slow and controlled, patient and disciplined. All right, here, let's start our pulses. Nice and slow, no bouncing, still smooth, still controlled. Just kind of stuck in this range of motion right here. So let it burn. 2, 1. All right, so next up, I'm gonna target that outside thigh again. I'm gonna be lifting that top leg. So make sure you get a nice strong stance here. Here we go. Try to use the same speed all the way through the range of motion. And we'll add some pulses here to the second round too. In about 5 seconds, we'll do those last 15 seconds with a pulse. So right here, again, not the top, not the bottom, right in the middle there where you feel it the most. Smooth and controlled. Go to your happy place on this. 5 seconds left. Alright, so let's go ahead and do a clam on this side again. We're going to do the clamshell without switching sides, and we'll repeat on the opposite side in just a second. We're just going to really target this side real quick. So again, you can feel this if you, right here in this muscle, it's a small range of motion, but it's potent. And again, you can kind of squeeze once you're here, just kind of nail that motion in. Instead of just kind of flitting there and back, hold it there for just a portion of a second. And just contract, and just feel how hard that muscle is working. 10 seconds left. All right, so switching sides, we have an outside thigh raise to do, as well as that clamshell. Here we go, up, all the way down. I'm putting dog hair all over myself. You cannot get away from it. Alright, right here. Pulses. Slow and controlled. Breathe through it, especially here, especially when you start to work hard. Make sure you're breathing. Alright, so that last clamshell on this opposite side of the body. Feet and knees together. And pulling your core nice and tight as well. Here we go. We have under 5 minutes left of the work before we get to cool down and stretch, which is like the victory lap of a workout, in my opinion. 10 seconds left. Alright, so now we're going back to that bridge, so both feet on the ground. You can just start hovering here if you want to start the work already. And then we're squeezing up and slowly lowering back down. And just like with the other exercises, once you're here, kind of put a little exclamation point on it by just like sticking it there for just a second. Enjoying that feel of your muscles firing. You can stick your hands up if you want to make it a little bit more of a balance work for yourself, a little less stability. You're pressing through your heels so your toes can even come up off the ground. Alright, so next up we're going to be doing that 3-point bridge, narrow, middle, and wide. So get ready for that. We'll start narrow. Here we go. So there's position 1, go a little wider, position 2, and a little wider still is position 3. And then just reverse that, and then you have your moving bridge. Two, and 1. Alright, so again, you can hold it if you want to keep up the challenge. You can hold this throughout. Otherwise, next up we're going to be doing those leg circles again. So we're going to keep one knee bent, one leg straight in the air, draw a circle right above the hip joint if your flexibility allows it, and then rotate the opposite direction. So you're just going back and forth between clockwise and counterclockwise. Alright, there we go. So let that relax, and we'll repeat that on the opposite side of the body. So other leg is bent, you're sticking that other leg straight up in the air. Here we go. Circle, and switch directions. Just keep it up. Again, try to keep your back pressed flat on the mat. You're kind of pressing that range of motion. Again, it's a question. You're asking delicately. You're not demanding anything of your body. You have to respect it, or else it will push back. It often isn't pretty. Alright, so we have just one more active interval on each side. So we're going to be doing leg raises. So stretch out those legs real quick if you want. Otherwise, one foot down, the other foot up, and we're doing those leg drops. Slow and controlled. This works your core as well as your legs, and it also increases mind-body awareness, your range of motion and flexibility, all kinds of good stuff. This kind of stuff, I kind of consider it, it's not HIIT, it's not strength training, it's not as exciting or flashy as either of those. It's kind of boring but important, if you will. Alright, so we're going to switch sides. Here's our last 30 seconds of work, so give it your best here. Here we go. Down and back up. Remember, you're not resting on the bottom, just hovering lightly and then press back up. So you're working the whole time. If you want to, you can always bend at the knee and just drop down. But try to get that stretch through the hamstring. Alright, so that is it for our work today. So just take a second to notice where you feel most tight. So your cool down might look a little different from mine if you like, but just start noticing where you feel tight. Start kind of rolling around. I think this feels good right now to me. It's pulling my legs up, and then actually I'm going to let them sink back down and try to grab my feet like this so that I get a good inner thigh stretch. If you want, you can also set your feet down and let your legs splay out like this. So you get a good stretch through your inner thigh. Just sit here for a couple seconds and breathe. Alright, now let's do a deep glute stretch. So take one leg, wrap it over the other, and then grab behind the thigh of the other leg. So you feel a good stretch through your glutes here of that leg that's pulled up. And rock back and forth a little bit to change the stretch if you like. Always feel free to move around and find where you feel tight. Alright, switch sides. Alright, let's go ahead and do a torso stretch. This usually ends up being a nice thigh stretch as well. If you roll over and keep your shoulders back down on the mat, you should get a nice stretch through your hammies as well as your torso. Alright, switch sides. And enjoy that stretch. Take a few deep breaths while you're here. Alright, so let's do a couple more stretches, alright? So I'm going to sit up and press your feet together and do a little bit of a butterfly stretch to target those inner thigh muscles, the hip muscles from a different angle. So if you grab your ankles and sit upright, kind of press your chest out a little bit, you'll feel a stretch in one area. So enjoy this for just a second. And then when you're ready, you can kick out your feet just a little bit more and then lean into it a little bit, and you're going to feel that through your hips more. Alright, so a couple more variations here. Kick out one leg and lean toward that leg. It's outstretched. So first, if you reach down like you're trying to face it, this is one stretch. This makes one kind of stretch in the body. And if you turn and rotate, this makes an entirely different stretch. You can get your torso in there as well. Alright, now we're going to fold over that opposite side of the body. So kind of like you're trying to get away from this leg. So let's repeat that on the opposite side of the body. So you're going to switch leg positions, and first we're going to face this leg, lean down towards it, pull that toe back up towards yourself. Alright, now we're going to rotate and do a torso stretch, sort of a lean over to that same side. Alright, and one last stretch. Come back over and lean away from the outstretched leg. Alright, so if you feel like doing any extra stretching, that is never a bad thing. Extra stretching is always good, so go ahead, and if you feel tight anywhere else, don't feel bad about addressing that. Don't repeat this workout again until your muscles are not sore. You always want to give your muscles a chance to heal after a good workout. I'd love to know what you thought about this routine, so tell me what you thought in the comments below. Otherwise, thank you for working out with me. Good job, guys. This workout is complete.